everyone, I'm Christy from the Northwest Corner, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making white bread. Super easy recipe, very few ingredients, and it's homemade. So what's better than warm homemade bread, right? So I made a roast last night, and I had some leftover roast and carrots and potatoes, so I've made vegetable soup for today for dinner. It's cold out, and so I thought, well, let's make some homemade bread. Really easy recipe to do. So starts out, you need 2 cups of warm water, and you want it to temp about 110. You don't want it to be too warm. And we are right at 109.8, close enough. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm using my KitchenAid. It does require a mixer and not a hand mixer. So if you have a stand mixer that has a dough hook, perfect recipe for y'all. It's 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. If I can get it open. I've made this recipe several times. We like it. My son uses the same recipe. It's really easy to use. Okay, and then a 1/4 cup of honey. I get my honey from a local apple orchard here. If you could, if you can, if you're able to, buy some local honey from a farmer. You won't regret it. The honey is so much better. And the honey is the actual sweetness that will help the yeast rise. And then you want to give it a little mix. Just use your whisk. Get your honey stirred up in there. Okay. Now, we need to let this bloom for 10 minutes. So while that blooms, we'll take a break. I'll put some of these things up and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Timer went off. 10 minutes is done. Our yeast has bloomed, so looks good. Smells like it should. Now we need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And I've already melted it. I'm just going to add it right in there with the yeast. And you need 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm using Redmond salt. That wasn't quite a full teaspoon. And then it's 5 cups of flour. Now, I've measured it out, sorta. So I'm just gonna put the flour right in. And then we're gonna put it on I'm gonna use my KitchenAid mixer. Now this says to start out with 4.5 cups first of the flour. You may not need that last 1/2 cup. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 4.5 to start with. And you don't have to sift your flour. I just like to spoon it in though, so it doesn't you're not adding too much flour to it, because you can't take it out. I mean, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. My cameraman's not here today, so I am doing this video all by myself. He had to take his sister to the doctor's in Cleveland, so And we've been up there many a times with him, so we know right where it's at. And this will be there's 4. And we'll just do a half, or close to a half. Doesn't have to be precise, just as long as you're getting it in there. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pause you guys, and I'm going to go on over to the mixer, and I'll bring you on over there. Okay, I'm over at the mixer. I put my bowl on. I'm going to get my dough hook on. Snap my bowl into place. Bring it up, and we're going to start out low, just to get the flour to be incorporated into the yeast mix. And as the mixture starts to struggle, you'll know, turn it up a little bit more. Again, you hear that struggle? More. We're going to turn it up one more notch. And this is what you want it to look like. It's cold from the sides. Looks really good. We're going to add that other half a cup of flour. It needs it. We're going to slow it down. Keep spitting my flour back out. Alright, now we'll speed it back up. There we go. Kind of got overzealous there. Cranked her all the way. It happens though, right? Made quite the mess over here. And I usually knead for about 3-4 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. Whoop. Maybe. All right, we're back. So I've taken it off the mixer. And you want it to look just like that. It's going to be a little sticky, which is fine. And then you just cover it and you let it rest and rise for 1 hour in a warm spot. I'm going to set it right on my stove. I have my oven already preheated. And I'm going to set a timer for an hour. Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour.
Second timer, 1 hour. Starting
Okay.
now.
So she's going to go ahead, and she started already. So in an hour, when it's risen, I'll bring you guys back and we'll roll it out, shape it, get it in the pans, and then bake. So we'll see you back in an hour. All right, welcome back. The hour is over. It has risen. I'm gonna punch it. And I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of flour on my surface. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because it doesn't feel sticky at all. What we're gonna do with this is we're gonna get it out of the pan here. And then we're gonna shape it. We're gonna cut it in half and then shape it. Okay. So what I do is I just kind of work it a little bit, not much, just a little, because I don't want to interfere with my yeast. Get my little slicer here. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm just going to use a knife. I know that this is not the way I do it, but I don't know where my little thing's at. And I just had it. So, okay. Roll it in the flour a little bit to get that raw edge there. Okay. And then you just kind of make it a rectangle. And if you can't get it perfect, that's totally fine. And then you roll and you tuck the ends in as you roll. And there's your bread roll. And then pop it in your pan. Super easy. Super duper easy. And you don't need a lot of flour, like I said. That little bit that I used, that was plenty. Start your roll. Tuck your ends in. And just finish rolling. And there you go. Unanimous. Okay. Now these are gonna have to do a second rise, and I believe for another hour. So your rise time is what is the longest on these. But it's good bread and it's really, really worth it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cover these up and set them on the oven again. And when an hour is up, I'll bring you all back for the bake. And then when we're done, I'll bring you back and show you what they look like when they're baked. All right, welcome back. It's been an hour. Let them rise for their second rise. They look good. Now, they will go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna pop them in there, set the timer, and we will bring you back in 30 minutes. All right, welcome back. Timers went off on the oven. Pull them out. Let's see how we did. And these baked for 30 minutes at 350. And if you listen, when you tap them, you want it to sound like that. Your loaf is done. Now what I'm gonna do is, let me get out my rack. And back this way a little bit. And I just cool them on a rack so they stop cooking. Pull it out. And as you can see, the parchment paper, that's why I do parchment paper. Just so much easier to get out. Nice and hot. And then I'm going to take and slather them. Butter. Wouldn't be homemade bread without butter, right? Now I also like to use a honey butter or even a garlic and herb butter. Land O'Lakes, they have both. They have a garlic and herb, and then they have a honey butter. Now I have only ever bought it at Aldi, so I'm not sure if Walmart carries or anybody else. But take a look in where your butters are at to see if they have either one. The honey butter, oh, it's delicious. So is the garlic and herb. You like that one, especially like when I do the crescent roll up sandwich. Oh my goodness, it was delicious. Makes great homemade garlic bread as well. All right, these look beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just would love to open it up and eat one now, cut one up and eat it now, but really don't want to do that. That with it still being hot. So the bread, I mean, you can look at it. It's gorgeous bread. It's going to be nice and soft. It's good to eat, just bread. It makes great toast, sandwiches. Actually, whatever you want to use it for. So the recipe, we'll go over it real quick again. And yes, I use a recipe card for this because bread's a little more, not complex, but more needing to do things in a certain order. A lot of other things I can get away with it, so you know, I can just kind of throw it in here and there. Bread, you really can't. So you want to get 2 cups of warm water, no hotter than 110 degrees, 1 tablespoon of active dry active yeast, a 1/4 cup of honey. If you have a farmer or somebody, a beekeeper that sells honey in your area, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the best raw honey that you'll ever get. Try their honey. Way better than the stores. You're going to find that different areas that collect honey, it'll taste like that area. So the honey that I used for this was from the apple orchard near me, and it's more of a floral honey. And then I also get some honey from the Carlin Company, and they do bees as well. And their honey is more of a clover. So it's really different taste. So if you ever get the opportunity to taste 2 different ones from kind of different areas, check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. So then you want to take and you want to stir the yeast, the water, and the honey and let it bloom for 10 minutes. Blooming is when it makes a little white, fluffy, bubbly mixture on top of your water that's mixed with your yeast and honey. The honey feeds the yeast. Then once that's done, you want to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of salt. You can go a little less on the salt if you want. You don't have to go as much. Totally your kitchen, your rules. So, and then you want 5 cups of flour. Now you want to start out with 4.5 and then jump up to the 5. And you can actually add a little bit more if you need to. Like I had to add a little bit more to this. Sometimes it's just the weather. It's been cold. My house is kind of humid inside. So it could have been that. It could have been, just that it's cold outside. It's really, yeast is, it's kind of finicky sometimes, and when it rises and then flour gets to it, and the way that it adheres to the yeast and the flour adhere. And you want to use your KitchenAid or a kitchen mixer. You don't want to use a hand mixer. You need something with a dough hook, and let it mix for about 5 minutes. You want it to start to kind of form a ball, be a little bit less sticky. Take it off, cover it up, put it in a warm place for about an hour, let it rise. When it's done, punch it down, pull it out, a little bit of flour on the surface, cut it in half, and then rectangle, roll it, kind of tuck your ends, put it in your baking pans, let rise for another hour, and then bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And when I took mine out, I slathered a bunch of butter on it. Like I said, you can use honey butter, you can use butter, you can use garlic and herb butter, any kind of butter that you want to use. So when we do our dinner tonight, I'll bring you back for a taste test of the bread, because we're going to have the bread with the homemade vegetable soup that I made as well. So I know that there's been a lot of pauses and they've been kind of long and whatnot for this video, but it'll be worth it. So we'll see you back a couple hours. I know my husband's on his way home, so we'll be having dinner shortly. And if you could take a look at some of our other videos, like our videos, subscribe to our page, that would be great, and hit the bell to be notified for upcoming videos. And I'll see you all when he's home for dinner. All right, welcome back. Look who decided to show up.
I'm back.
He's back. So we're gonna take a taste of the bread that I made. The soup that I made is from the roast that I did, the roast carrots and potatoes that I did the other night. And I wanna give a little bit of a shout out. I don't know if you feel the same way. The roast we got from Black Label, the little farmer's market down the road. And I think it was the best roast that I have ever had in my entire life.
It was good.
It was so tender. I couldn't have asked for a better roast. So if you're in the area, you're from, around here, stop there, and get you a couple. Their meat is all good. Their hamburger,
good.
their cube steaks, their Swiss steaks, their roast. I mean, they're all delicious. So.
And they didn't ask us to say this or nothing. This is just an honest opinion.
Yeah. We're not affiliated with them at all, but I'm gonna give kudos to, where kudos belongs. And if I can do something local and keep, my dollars here, and it's working for a local family, I'm gonna do it. So. And we tend to try to buy as much local as we can. It's just what we do. That's what we want to do. So, but further ado, let's try the bread.
The bread, okay.
The bread. You could try the soup too, because it was the roast, but.
Okay. Mm. That's good.
Good bread?
Winner.
It's real soft, and it's a good bread.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna eat it with our soup, and then we're gonna be doing a special grilled cheese night on April 12th. It's National Grilled Cheese Day.
Yeah.
And my oldest grandson that lives in Texas. Grilled cheese is his favorite. So we're going to do it in honor of him. And I may just use some of this homemade bread.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So, but we thank you guys for watching. Thank you for, taking the time and checking out our videos. We appreciate it. If you could, subscribe to our channel, like the video, leave us a comment, tell us where you're from, and hit the bell to be notified of more videos. And we will have more videos soon, and we will see you in the next one. Have a good night.
See ya.